Now we're going to run through the Qigong of Grandmaster Wei Shu as taught to Dr. John Feng, who taught it to us here at the Texas School of Tai Chi. Cultivating Shen, Yi, and Qi. Cultivating Shen. See your foot step out before you actually step out. Now the hands float up the center. Fall asleep. Wake up. This creates the head aura. Arms come around, gather the qi in front of us like a mist. Bring it into roughly the heart center. It exits between the Ming Men, around the Ming Men point, creating the back aura. Then we bind the two together, the head aura and the back aura. Round 2. Go to sleep. Wake up. Head aura is formed. Gather the qi. Bring it into the heart center. And goes in and through the body, exits through the Ming Men, creating the back aura. Then we bind the two together. Round 3 coming up. Go to sleep. Wake up. Head aura formed. Gather the qi. Bring it in. Creates the back aura. Bind the two together. Cultivating qi, the energy sinks. As it rises up the outside, it floats the arms up. They can only go about this high, and it rains on your hands. Now as the hands rise, the sun, early morning sun rises, right about here. You don't have to look at it. Bring it into the body, straight in. No need to go through any acupuncture meridians. It goes into the dantian, but it doesn't stay there. It goes to every part of the body. Round 2. Arms float. It rains on the hands. The hands rise up. The sun rises. Bring it into the body, into the dantian. And it filters through the whole system. Round 3. Hands float. Rain. Early morning sunrise. Bring it into the body, into the dantian, and it dissipates to all parts of the body. Cultivating yi. Imagine a pebble falling down the inside of your body. It hits a still pool of water around the dantian and creates ripples, rings. Grab one of the rings, bring it up to the shoulder area. It surrounds the body roughly 36 inches around. Now we're going to open the back and close or compress the front 3 times. Open the back, close the front. Open the back, close the front. Now down to the hip ring, same size as the shoulder ring. Open back, close the front. Open back, close the front. One more time. Lastly, Bring it up to the waist or belly ring, which is smaller than the shoulder and the hip ring. Same thing. Open back, close front. Open back, close front. Open back, close front. Now bring the pendulum of the bell up to the heart center and release. And go about your business. Remember, don't do the whole set more than 2 or 3 times in a day, maximum, as per Dr. John Fung's instructions. Thank you, and enjoy this very rare and very powerful Qigong.
Thank you, Shen. It's basically your spirit, your awareness, your mental amoeba that I call, and that's what you're trying to develop. Okay, it's got to do with heaven and earth, etc., etc. Okay, so the Shen part, I'll do it first. Okay, understand it straight first. Okay, from the opening, from here, you just do the opening sequence a little bit. You don't have to worry too much, right? Bring your hand up. Okay, now, once I bring my hand to here, right, you want to fall asleep momentarily. Yeah. So you actually, because like you're clearing your mind, and you're almost like you're not on the train, you doze off a little bit, right? You doze off a little bit, and then you wake up. Right? Now, as you wake up, you let heaven chi come into your crown, right? And you actually feel a disc spreading out this way. Okay, it's only about this big, right? And that's your head aura. Okay. Now, roughly, the disc spreads from around the back of your head, roughly around here. Don't force it. This is a dangerous point. If you force it, you can injure yourself. Just let it spread naturally. If it doesn't spread, don't worry. Don't force it. Just do it lightly, gently, and let nature be. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, don't be obsessed over it. Okay. Now, also this head aura that's spreading, okay, is forever talking with the universe. Okay. So I'm not forcing the disc out as such. I'm not spreading it like the ring that I talked about, right? But I'm actually sending out the disc this way. While this is going out, I also have things going in. Okay, I'm sure you've seen some paintings of religious icons, right, where they've actually drawn the head aura not as just a solid disc, but with patterns inside, right? A lot of these old guys, historic figures, right? They understood the concept of these things because it's universal. It's not just Tai Chi. It's not just Western or Eastern or whatever. It's universal. They understand these concepts, right? And the way to express it in art is that they draw patterns. So you actually see the intricate things moving out and the universal energy intricately moving in and blending in. So that's what you're doing. Okay. So in your mind, from here, I fall asleep. I wake up. Now watch my eyes too. My eyes full of spirits. Okay, now the head aura is expanding only to about there. Yeah, and when I say spirit, I mean tequila. So this comes out. Okay, what I'm doing now is that like I'm bringing the chi from the outside in. So it's almost like a mist that comes in, right? Now when this comes in, it actually goes through roughly my heart chakra, right? Roughly, it doesn't have to be exact, right? And it comes out roughly my Mingmen area, doesn't have to be exact, right? And then it spreads out this way, the back aura that I always talk about. I use it in fighting a lot because it's what supports me. Some people are naturally head aura persons. Most people are naturally back aura persons. I'm a back aura person. Okay. That. If you can do both head aura and back aura well, you're a superhero. Okay. And assuming that you do both well, right? This is a circle, right? A horizontal circle, right? That actually joins both the head aura and the back aura. And now we completed one round. Okay, that's one round. And generally we do it 3 times. Yeah, and that's the cultivating of the Shen part. Too easy?
Yes and no.
Okay. Now you would find that like the action itself is quite easy, right?
Right.
It's a concept behind it. It's a concept behind it, right? This falling asleep and waking up is actually a very important aspect in the fighting. Because again, if Wolf is coming at me, right, you will notice that like throughout this part, I'm not really like doing much. Okay, I'm not fighting Wolf here, right? If Wolf comes in, I'm actually coming here, right? And now suddenly I would use my Shen to wake up, and that goes. And then afterwards, I get back to my semi-conscious state. Yeah. So sometimes you will see images of Buddha, right? His eyes is half closed, right? When I play with my teacher, he would engage me with his eyes half closed, and then suddenly I just go like ding, right? And then it's gone again, right? So basically that's the moment of the Shen appearing, and it's gone. Yeah. And of course, like when you want to overwhelm someone with your spirit, like yesterday we tried, like I would approach you with eyes half closed, but when I need to turn it on, I stare at you. Yeah, that's how it goes. All right, give it a try. Let's do that together. All right. Now, don't force anything. Otherwise, you will go crazy if you're not already crazy. I think most of you are. Okay. So find yourself a space. Okay. Right. Now we will go over more than one round. It doesn't really matter. But once you get the hang of it, only 3 rounds. Okay. But we'll go more than 1 round so you can get the hang of it. Okay. Right. So just open up whichever way. Doesn't really matter. Right. Hand comes up. Okay. In the 十字手. Okay. Now from here, you fall asleep momentarily, and you wake up. And now the universal energy comes into your crown. Wow. Okay. Now your head aura spreads. Right. Just let it be. Okay, this feels good. Now I'm ready to rock. Bring the hand out. Now this is almost like a hydraulic thing. While this is coming in, you're bringing the mist in. Your back aura is spreading out. Okay, some of you may actually feel things kind of spreading already. Okay, now you've got a head aura, you've got a back aura. You do the universe thing to join it. And now you've got one huge aura behind your back. If you can actually get both aura happening, you'll be a full master. Okay, now you fall asleep. Right now. Okay, wake up. Now things goes into your crown. The head aura happens. Okay. Hands out. Bring the chi in. Now you would also find that when you do it in a group, it works better than when you do it individually. It's got to do with the collective approach, which is all waving the energy frequency at the same time, so therefore it actually works better. So we've done the second round. Fall asleep. Wait for it, doesn't matter. Let the body wake up, don't force it to wake up. It will wake up. Wake up. Right, now the energy goes into your crown. The head aura opens. Bring this out. Bring the mist back in. The back aura expands and projects through your mingmen. which is between your kidneys. Okay, this feels really good. Okay, joint of the head aura and the back aura. And now we're done. Okay, and when we're done, forget about it. Yeah, don't dwell with it. Yeah, because like otherwise, again, if you walk around in this stage, you go nuts. Yeah, so therefore just dwell with it. Okay, very good. Very good.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. And now also, I mean, I'm standing here, I can see everyone is getting in the zone. Yeah, everyone's getting in the zone. I mean, the Shen happens. You don't get it. Yeah. We all get in the zone. Yeah. Now, we will go over this again and again because, like, I really wanted to map this into a pattern, and it's gotten that too. Yeah. Okay. Now, any questions before we do it? Yes.
Is there any precautions? Because I teach a lot of seniors, and I'm talking about not 60-year-olds, but 80 and 90-year-olds plus. Would something like this be okay for them?
It will be perfect for them.
Because sitting down.
Huh?
Sitting down.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do it sitting down, you can do it standing up. In fact, like some people would actually like do it in the lotus position. Okay. The only difference is that like when you are standing up, your connection to the earth is through the Yung Chen, right? But when you're actually in the lotus position, your connection to the earth, it doesn't have to touch the earth, but your connection to the earth will be roughly around the Yin region.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what in the lotus position.
In the lotus position.
Okay, but sitting down, it's still through the feet.
No, if you sit it down, if
Yeah.
your feet is not touching,
Yes.
then probably just through the Yin.
Right.
If your feet is touching,
Right.
it's through the movement. Through the Yung Chen. Okay. Now also, Master Wei mentioned before that, like, you know how when we do the opening sequence, the energy goes down there and comes back up, right? Okay. He was saying that like once you're very very good at it, right, it just goes down to the Yin, and that's fine. You don't have to worry about the rest. Yeah. But the thing is, I think we have to worry about the rest. He didn't have to worry about the rest. Okay. So that would be the thing. Now, one precaution. Very, very important precaution, especially if this is a Shen part. The other parts, if you make mistakes, it's not as bad. The Shen part, if you make mistakes, right, it could really, really do some serious damage. Okay. So the number one rule of not making mistakes is don't force it. Be patient. Okay. Especially the head aura bit. Okay. If you force the head aura, I'm not responsible for the damage that can occur in your body, okay? But as long as you don't force it, I'd rather it not happen than for you to force it to happen. Yeah.
So should we not try to visualize the head?
No, you have to visualize it, right? But only very lightly.
Okay.
Yeah, only very. Don't go. Yeah, just like be aware of it.
That it could happen.
That it can happen.
Well, not that I plan on forcing it, but how do you fix it if you do goof?
Toxic ray.
You look like Monica.
And you act like mine.
Touche.
I love you too.
Okay, so to fix it, it is possible, right? Again, you can fix it through doing this Qigong exercise again, but it would be a slow process over time. Okay, because what happens is that like jade pillow needs to be kept cool, right? That's why it's called a jade pillow, right? Anytime it heats up, you're in big trouble. So if you force it and it gets warm, you're in big trouble, right? So if you have got into trouble, over time, if you stop being obsessed over it, right? With Ray's help, with everyone's help, to remind you to stop being obsessive. Because when you're in that mode, it's very, very hard for you to get out, right? But listen to your friends, listen to Ray, listen to Wolf, right? Then over time, that will cool back down, and the damage, as long as it's not over a long period of time that you were going nuts, right? The damage is usually quite reversible. Yeah. But again, not being obsessive is a way to go, which is really
Why
hard.
are you looking at me?
I don't know, I just see that at all happening.
When you're doing this, is it the same amount of time we were doing it just now?
Yeah, it would be roughly at that speed, right? Roughly at that speed. And as I say, 3 rounds is enough. 3 rounds is enough. You don't want to overdo it.
A day.
Yeah.
3 rounds a day. 3 rounds a day. is
3
plenty.
rounds of we did
Of all three,
times.
of all
3
three.
rounds of 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all you should do. No more. I'd rather you do less than do more. Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you do it just once, it's fine. If you're eating, as long as you eat right, you only need 1 meal a day, right? But don't eat too much. Yeah.
I mean, they've been warned, but it's good to hear it from you. And the biggest problem, I know Jeff has a question, the biggest problem is normally youthful individuals who think they're more intense because they're young, and they think they're invincible because they're young. And I know because we were all like that once when we were young. So I especially want to my young students to say, you know, less is more is
Less is
very,
more.
very, very important.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Now also the thing is like, remember like the yin yang sign on raised shirt. Okay. Can I borrow? Oh, I borrow lion. Yours is even better. Yeah. Okay. When you fight someone, right, you are not using this patch, and you're not using this patch. You are using the dots.
Yes.
Okay.
Good point.
So don't focus on the big. Focus on the middle. Right. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. And he's big. Yeah. And so you just need to have that little grain of rice. Yeah, you fight with that grain of rice. Yeah. Again, if I have to deal with wolf, if I have to fight a wolf, I am not going. That's right on the side so people can see. Yeah. Okay. I am not going to use a lot. I'm not going to win with a lot, right? I'm going to win with the little. Yeah. Because it's the little that wolf can't deal with. It's not that the lot wolf can deal with. It's the little that wolf can't deal with. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Cool. Yes, Jeff.
Colors, man.
Colors, man. Yeah.
When we're doing these visualizations, what color?
Mist.
Like a milky
Dark.
white?
Yeah. Not the Los Angeles mist. Not the smog.
The Beijing smog, yeah.
But the El Paso. Oh, hang on. I haven't
No,
seen
you
this
don't want to go
yet.
there. Go with the sea mist.
Sea mist.
Nice sea mist.
Nice sea mist. Okay, think of the nice sea mist. Okay. So roughly, it's not really doesn't really have a color as such, but it's not transparent and it's not. Get a water bottle and go. Pss, 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 pss. And it's roughly that sort of color. Okay, that's what you see. That's this part, right? The disc. Don't worry too much about it, right? Let it be whatever. It would tend to be kind of like a piece of quartz, right? Where it's transparent, but it's got grains of imperfection inside. So that would be about like that. So the aura would be roughly, I would say, if I had to put a color to it, quartz, right? But this bit that comes in definitely is mist, definitely mist. Okay.
No concerns about breath pattern or anything like that?
Let it be. Let it be. Okay. In our way of thinking, the breath is not so much important, the air, right? It's more important that like when you move your intention in and out, your breath happens automatically. Yeah, so let the breath be natural. It's the moving. Yeah, because I don't go just breathe normal. But you would find that like also from here, you would tend to breathe in and breathe out through the back. Breathe in, breathe out through the back. Yeah, because you're doing it so slow, you don't have to hold it breath into one. But let it be natural. Yeah, okay. Another eye thing, you should see Jen Shu, right? When she's just sitting there resting, her eyes like this, right? As soon as I walk into the room, yeah, Jansu the cat, yeah.
Oh.
So the thing is
Oh,
like,
Chansu, yeah. Margaret's cat.
yeah. So therefore, like keep that in mind too, because like animals tends to do things, right? And when the cat don't think that you are a threat anymore and want to be friendly, they will actually start doing this again. Yeah. So the thing is, don't pet the cat when the cat is like this. Pet the cat when the cat is like this. Okay, next part. Yes. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes.
What happens over time from doing this practice, and then also what's a good time to do it? Like get up in the morning and do it.
Get up in the morning would be the best. Yeah, first in the morning. Okay. Again, in theory only. If you find some nice straight trees, okay, don't meditate next to trees that's lots of like hanging roots and wonky. Yeah, nice straight trees. A great pine tree is nice. Okay, and do it in the morning if you can. You can think of that pine tree as a training partner if you want to. Ideally morning when the plant is giving out oxygen, that's the best time, right? There's also a saying that like don't do it in the afternoon, don't do it when it's dark in front of a tree because it actually drains your energy. Yeah, that's what the traditional, that's what it says. I don't know what it's got to do with the oxygen emitting, you know, when it's sun it emits oxygen and otherwise when it's at night it emits carbon dioxide. I'm not too sure, but that's the saying. That's the saying. Okay. Which makes sense as well. Anyway.
If you do it at night inside, is that
Oh, that's
also
right.
bad?
Yeah, just stay away from the big
Big
plants.
trees.
Yeah.
We don't have them here anyway.
True, yeah.
There's that one in Central.
Yeah.
No, and,
Stay away.
another rule is that like supposedly you do it facing east. Supposedly, I do not fully understand the concept behind it, but I'm just repeating the information that I've been told. I don't think at the end of the day it makes a big difference. If you have a choice, right, just do it according to what the ancients tell us.
You met Master Yan. He taught us a Qigong that he learned from Master Wei, where every 3 months we change direction.
Okay.
Or if you do it between 11 at night and 2 in the morning, you face a certain direction. But sometimes when you work with people and they're all in a big circle like this, you can't have everybody face the same direction.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and they still get a benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I only have limited information, right? I think research is important because like the thing is, every master tends to have a different set of rules. Yeah, and so I would say this is still an area that needs a bit of research. Yeah, and I'm just hoping that once science catches up to it, then we have a good method of studying it. Yeah. Good. Okay. Any other questions?
We're good.
Oh, good. Okay, that one is to cover the second part. Okay. That this one, I think when we finish with this exercise, we have a little break before we do the next part. This one is to cultivate the qi. Okay, and that's a specific reference to color. Yeah, you may. Yeah. Anyway. So from here, again, supposedly we finish this part. Okay. Oh, it's all done. Okay, now don't think about it anymore. When this comes down, right, now pay attention to the Yin Qiang Mai. I always like to pay attention to the Yin Qiang Mai. Okay? Right, you actually like to let everything down, right, and you empty everything out. Okay? Now this part goes underneath the ground a little bit. Okay? As it comes down, it goes underneath the ground, it comes back out of the ground, and it actually floats, the energy floats your hands up. Now you would find that like if you lift up your hands with your muscles, you can go all the way. If you lift up your hands with the qi, right, for some reason, by the time it's here, oh damn, it's stuck, it can't go up, it just won't go up anymore. I don't know why, but it just won't go up anymore. Okay, so once it's here, right, you have to make a little stop and let the rain comes onto your hand, like, ooh, rains on your hand. And now, you can keep going, right? And by the time I'm here, right, you start seeing a ball, the color of the rising sun. That was actually exactly what Master Wei told me. The color of the rising sun, roughly around here. Not directly above your head, not in front of you, but roughly around here, okay? So what you want to do is that once you see the ball, well, actually with your peripheral vision, don't look at it, with peripheral vision, right? The ball comes straight down. It doesn't go past any acupuncture channels at all. It goes straight down into your dantian. Boom! Right? So from here, boom, it goes into your dantian. And now, you let it dissolve. That's one round. And just let it dissolve. Let it dissolve. Let it dissolve. Right. Shall we do it together?
I like this.
This is cultivating, yeah. Okay, now we are supposed to be continuing on from the last bit, okay, which is from here, okay. 雙手落時身放鬆. When the two hands goes down, the body relaxes, and you just let it be. Right? Don't hold on to anything that you were doing before. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, now, when this goes down, the energy actually goes down into the ground, right? A few inches, and then it comes back up, outside you. Now, this energy floats your arm up, so you're not really lifting your arm up. Yeah, but just float your arms up. Okay. Now, you notice that I'm doing that like sleepy cat eye again. Once the hand goes up to here, it rains onto your hand, and now you can keep going. And now there's the sun. The sun is a bit bigger than a tennis ball. Right. Whoa, it goes down into your dantian. Right. And as this comes down, you let it dissolve into every part of your body. So you're not really holding the qi in your dantian. You let every part of you benefit from that. That's one round. Flowing up. Rain. Up. Goes in, the sun appears, or goes into the dantian. Just breathe normal. Second round, everything dissipated to every part of the body. Some of you, when you're doing this, you may find all the hair on your body standing up.
Yes.
Yep. Second part. It's the monkey magic thing. Third round. The ball. Into the dantian. That's the third round. Okay, that's fine. Okay. We'll go up to here. Now, I want to explain a little bit on that circuit. Can I follow the line? Yeah. Okay. So, probably put your hand out just roughly around there like that. Yeah. Okay. Now, the circuit that you're establishing is like when this goes down. Okay. It comes down roughly. Remember, it's just roughly, okay, around the along the inchamai, right? It goes to the ground, right? I'll just only do one side, okay? It goes under the ground, it comes back up, and that's what it floats your hands up. So you're not lifting your hand up accordingly. Okay, from here you stop, rain comes down, and then it keeps going. Sun is here already. Oh, sorry, too far, too high. Sun is here already. And then you are aware of it peripherally, right? And it is actually the color of the morning sun, morning rising sun. It goes, home. Yeah, and it spreads. And that's actually the circuit. Yeah, okay. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, so that's the qi part, okay? And we'll do the yi part after this, we'll have a little bit. Sounds good. Okay. But when you overdo the yi, right, you actually go crazy. You start imagining things that's not there, right? You start seeing horns spraying out of people.
No, those are real, man.
And also the thing is like you don't want too much qi either. Yeah. Remember, like again, like if I'm to do throw someone, I want to use just enough, I want to use just right, I want to take just enough. Too much qi tends to make you stagnate and slow you down, right? So the thing is like, you don't want too much qi either. So when we do the 3 sets together, we get a little bit of everything, and that's all we need. Okay, so instead of separating them, do it together. Okay, now the next bit, the qi part. Okay, I'll show you first. Oh, sorry, not the qi part, sorry, the yi part. Okay, okay. Now, so from here, I was almost going to do a Wing Chun, open up the button. Yeah, so just from here, okay, so we've done that part already, done the sun part, right? Okay, now don't worry too much about how the rings are formed, right? Because by the time you get to the Qigong practice, you should be masters of forming rings already. Okay, so the thing is the rings are already there. So this is the simple part. So from here, be aware of the space behind you, around you. Bring your hand up to the shoulder ring. Okay. Now, what happens is like feel this when the back part of the ring. Basically, this is a ring. You got a 2 circle. Remember, I was doing the W thing yesterday, right? So when the back part opens, right, the front part condenses. Yeah, that's the nature of it. Like, so with your yi, you need to understand the yin yang nature, right? When the back opens, the back part of the ring opens, the front condenses, right? Right. Now again, it's a yi that leads the hands, not the hands moving the qi. Okay. And now, by now, whatever is condensed there has come back in. So that brings your hands in. Okay. And now my back opens and the front condenses. And now that front comes back in and my hand follows. Third round. Okay. From here, you come down to your hip ring, which is again 1.2 meters probably. Right, now this opens, that closes, kind of. Come back in. This open, that closes. 3 rings, 3 times. And then the waist ring, a bit smaller, a few inches smaller. 1, 2, and 3. And now, this one I added myself, yeah, and it's not in the original one that Wei Shun taught me. Bring the pendulum back up to your chest. Right, you remember like there's a pendulum somewhere here? Bring it back to your chest, and that's it. Then you close. Now, again, don't dwell on it. Once you finish practicing it, that's it. Don't worry too much about it. Okay. That's all there is to it. Okay. Now, yeah, please. Yeah.
Something I'm going for different teachers, but I know Rena talked about it at some point. Male, you have the left hand on top, or female, does it matter, or is it really not?
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I'm equal opportunity. So, at the end of the day, yeah, feel free to actually explore it, right? For me, because you know what, at the end of the day, the body is not important. Yeah, the body is not important. It's actually the qi that moves around you that's important. So the thing is like, whether it's here or it's here, I wasn't joking, the 7 stars. Some people actually would meditate with 7 stars like this. Right, and then the guy has to be this way, and then the girl has to be, I don't know. Yeah. So at the end of the day, what's important is actually the yi qi. The body is just a piece of floating wood on energy. Yeah. So the thing is like, it's not, you don't move the body. Yeah. The energy moves the body. Yeah. That's what's important. Yeah. So we'll go through. Any other questions? No? Okay. Now another concept that's very, very important is that energy thing is that I can have our own. Okay. Now, which means that like once you get the hang of it, right, this ring structures becomes natural. Okay. Which means that if I'm to fight you, very rarely would I be doing this where there is no opening and closing. Most probably I'll be doing this, right, and this, and this, and this. Now, from Wolf's point of view, he would actually feel that, like, as my back opens, your back closes, right? And as that comes back, it goes the other way. Yeah. So that's the nature of it. Yeah. Why I don't want open and open? If I just work open and open, push it a little hard. Yeah. If I want open and open, I fall over, right? If I want close and close, I fall over, right? Open and close. That's what I can actually do things. Yeah. You'll also notice that like purely I don't care about anything anymore, right? So the thing is like when Wolf actually like when I open and close, I don't know. Wolf gets himself into this structure. Yeah. Wolf gets himself into that structure because he gets himself. I didn't do anything to you, Wolf.
No.
You drove it yourself. Yeah. So basically, that's what I mean by like you let the energy move yourself. Yeah. I don't dominate and I say I want energy this way. Whatever the energy is presented, you just flow with it. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it together. Okay. So once we finish this bit, then we'll go over from beginning to end, right? Okay. So we were up to here. Okay. If you have to ask about colors, chi rings. Chi rings, they roughly, again, have the color of mist. It's kind of like a white, hazy thing. Yeah, it's not really a solid. Yeah, it's not a solid thing. Okay. From here. Bring your hand up. Now we do the shoulder ring first. Now the back opens and the front closes. Oh, it's come back in. I don't worry about it anymore. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Second one. Hip ring. 1, 2, 3. Waist ring, a bit smaller. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now you may find yourself when you're doing this swaying. You may find yourself swaying. As long as it's not excessive, let it be. Yeah, because like when you're swaying, actually the body is reacting to the magnetic forces of your intention. So just let it be. Don't fight it. Yeah, just don't fall over. That's all. Too easy. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll do from beginning to end together, right?
Did we do the pendulum?
Sorry?
Did we do the pendulum?
Oh yeah. Of the finishing. Yeah, I'll
Oh, okay.
that's the finishing. I'll do the finishing.
Here.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do this together.
I can hear the energy.
Emanating from my back. Yeah. Okay, so from here we open. How you open, I'll let you decide. Okay. Don't worry too much, just be relaxed. Bring your hand back up. And fall asleep a little. Wake up. Now the head aura is happening. Okay. Go in, bring the mist through the front, out the back of the at the lingam, which forms this nice plane on the back aura. The booty pain. Right. Join the two. Now I'm complete. Doesn't matter. Fall asleep. Wake up. Yeah, sometimes when you wake up, you can't help but have a little smile. I don't know why, but it happens. Bring the chi in, the mist in, and form the back aura. Join the two. Fall asleep the third time. Wake up. Head aura. Back aura is formed. Join the two. Okay, done the first round. Relax now. Now the chi rises, like kind of like floats your arm up. And once you can see I can't go any further, rain on my hands. Yeah. Up, sun, go straight into my dantian. I know you like the sound effects. Now let it dissolve. So it's in every part of you. So you've done, I've done one sun. Now it keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. And it keeps flowing your arm up, flowing your arm up, flowing your arm up. Until can't go anymore. Rain on the hands. The orangey sun. Goes right to your dantian. This is everything. Goes right into your dantian. Dissolve. Goes in every part of you. And if you feel all the hair on your body stands up, that's good. If it doesn't happen, don't worry about it. Goes up. Rain on the hands. So we've done the third sun right here. We're doing the third sun. Dissolve it everywhere. So the whole body has got qi flowing through it. The 氣遍身，氣遍身佢不消滯，which means that the qi flows and covers all around the body without any stagnation. Yeah, that's the key. 氣遍身佢不消滯. Okay. So we've done the three suns. We bring the hand up. Do the shoulder ring, the three rings, the three times. Back opens, the front of you closes, like a pair of scissors. 1, 2, and 3. Goes down to your hips. Right. Now, what you want to do is that ultimately, I'll just do one little variation because it's actually the ring that moves, not your hands. Okay, so therefore, like you can quite easily just move this much of the hand. 1. I've done the circle of my hands. 2. 3. That's it. I'll go back to the normal one. Come back up to the belly button ring, waist ring. 1. How much you move your hands doesn't matter. It's your yi that's important. 2. 3. Okay. Now just let it go. Bring the pendulum back up. Yep, so the pendulum goes back up to my chest. And we're done. And when we're done, don't think about it anymore. Okay. Awesome, everyone is in the zone. Awesome. Yeah, yeah. That's the idea. Yeah. So when you Another interesting thing about finish doing this Qigong exercise that may happen, is that like you would find it hard to pick up things. Yeah, like things easy, but when you have to pick up something heavy, you say, I don't want to use my muscle. you actually, when you first finish doing it, you find it hard to pick up heavy objects, right? And then you have to think, okay, step out of it, step out of it. Yeah, nothing more. Then you can get back to normal. It's the effect because like by the time you're done, you're actually completely taken the body out of the equation, right? With these three Qigong exercises, and everything is based on Yi and Qi. Okay, Shen Yi and Qi, I should say. And obviously, you can't pick up a bottle with your Shen and Yi and Qi unless you're a Jedi. So therefore, like, yeah, once you finish, you just step out of it, let it be, and go on with what you do. Yeah, very good. Yay! So we've done very few public groups in the world who had actually done this exercise. I mean, there are some, there are some private
Oh,
groups.
yay, John. Yeah.
Yeah. And as I said before, when you do it collectively, it's actually, for some reason, when the whole group does it together in group dynamics, it works better than when you do it as individuals. So therefore, when you guys get together, go over this together, and you actually benefit more than just doing it by yourself. Yeah, cool. Any questions?
Is there a reason it's in that order?
Yes. Because like the guarding, the overall commander. I have to say, yeah, the overall commander of your being is your Shen. Yeah. So therefore, like we activate the Shen first. Okay. And doesn't matter how much intention you have, without the Qi backing it up, right? You're not going to achieve much. So the second law, you do the Qi, okay? And now that I've got my overall command and I've got the troops, then I need to learn how to command it. And that's why we do the E bit last. So, and hence that's the sequence. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And also the thing is that like you would find that like by the time you get to the E part, your personal energy space is very well established, right? Which means that like, if I can borrow Monica, right? Let's say that like if Monica just formed just put your hand like this here, okay? Just put your hand like that, and form your personal energy space, like feel it, because we just done the exercise, so there's still a lot of things in there. So feel that. Now, don't react to me touching you. React to me invading that energy space and move accordingly. You see how smooth that Monica is? Yeah.
That's a good teacher, man.
Just gave me a cheat shot, man. But anyway, that's the crux of it. That's the crux of it. So you are dealing with chi space, and also if you had a look at what Monica was doing, right? Your chi space was actually being moved by me. Yeah, you weren't moving the chi space yourself. The chi space was moved by me, which is actually what you want to do. You want to be like your chi space is almost like a cup of coffee, right? If I stir up the spoon, right, the chi moves around, and you always move somewhere else to encapsulate the spoon. The spoon is, which is your opponent, is always being captured by the coffee. Same as the chi thing. There is no escape. Yeah, he's in your space, he's gone. Yeah, but the thing is like you have to let him do what if the chi is stagnant, right? Then you can, if it is not fluid and it's like jelly, right? You imagine create empty spaces where you can do things. But if the chi is completely fluid, right? He can't escape, he can't do anything. Good, okay. Now we've done quite a lot today. Yeah, there.
When we were doing the last one, the Yi, when we're opening up and condensing in front, bringing it in, we're working our intent, of course, but we're also working the Qi, correct?
Yep.
It's not just intent that we're doing,
Yeah, because the thing is, what happens is that like your intent is commanding what the chi is doing, and it's the chi that's moving the body. Yeah. So which means that like depends on, okay. Remember like that I did one variation where my hands only move a little this much, right? Depends on where your hand's sitting on the chi rings. Okay. If I'm sitting on that ring of the chi ring, right? My hands will move this much. If my hands actually sitting in just that part of the chi ring, right? My hand is only moving this much. Okay. Now at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I divide borrow move. Depends on what move is doing to me. Okay. My hands may actually be moving along the chi as such. Okay. Oh yeah, along, right? But the thing is, there's nothing wrong with moving different part of chi. So which means like I'm actually doing this. So I'm still, yeah, I am actually still, from Ruth's perspective, I'm still manipulating him all the way around here. Right? Whether I'm doing this much or this much, it's still the same because like it depends on where the body lies in that field of chi and where the brain is in and so on. Yeah.
I've got to ask a question. but
Please do.
I was going to save this for one-on-one because I'm not comfortable asking it, but that's maybe why it would be useful for others. Yesterday, I don't even remember who I was working with because that's not the point. But the first time I experienced the ring exercise where you extend your rings around the other person, the experience that I had was I was startled by it. It threw me off actually for the rest of the time. I only feel that way about my children. My heart was their heart. It was this. It was such a profound love and acceptance, and it wasn't nothing sexual or romantic about it. It was just like my children are part of me, and that's what I felt when I did that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is that?
That's totally awesome because the thing is, ideally, okay, the best fighters dominate your opponent with Shen. The best fighters don't dominate the opponent with the yi or the chi or even the fist. The best opponent dominates the opponent with the Shen. Okay, so what you were doing is that like when that happens, it's actually your Shen and your opponent like becomes one. Yeah. Okay. Which ideally, there was one story of the Zhang Changfeng, the founder of Tai Chi. Everyone wanted to fight. It's a story. I mean, I don't know. It's, one story was that, like someone was a whole group wanted to challenge him, like a room of 100 people. He walked in, and everybody saw him and decided to drop the weapons. Don't want to fight him anymore. That is ideally what you want to do. Yeah, ideally what you want to do. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, for example, like if I have Wolf's hand is coming here. Okay. Now, I don't like Wolf. I don't like Wolf.
You discouraged him.
Yeah.
That just makes him want it more.
Okay, so the thing is like, if I resist this part, I don't like you. We're fighting, okay? Because I have my own space, I have my own thing. Move themselves, right? But you notice that the simple concept of, hey, howdy man, let's shake hands, right? When you do that, you connect with the opponent. Well, I mean with your friend, okay? So what I want to do is, how am I going to shake your hand? Yeah, so the thing is like from here, you put your hand here and say, hey, how are you? Yeah, and now suddenly we're one. Okay, now, because like, now we're separate, you push me, this is the effect, I have to down my stance, right? Now we won, and now we push each other, yeah, no, hey, yeah, now let's go. And then what I'll do is like, okay, yeah, keep pushing, right? It's not me fighting you and saying, you know what, hey, we'll just go and have coffee. You see how easy it is, right? Because the thing is like what you're explaining, what you're experiencing was a part of that. Was part of that. So that's actually like the goal of your practice is not to clobber the other guy, it's to buy the other guy a coffee. Yeah. So that's why I really like this group in the the sense that because like as soon as you have an ego that I have to win, you have an ego that like I have to prove to the other guy that I'm better than that guy, then you get into this struggle. When you actually like start going to like let's be friends, right? Yeah. Then let's buy the coffee. Then the thing is like a lot of the fight disappears. Yeah. And hence this is one of the marvelous things about Tai Chi is that like it's not a martial art to defeat the other guy. It's a martial art to have a coffee with the other guy. Yeah. And that's why this group is so good because like I don't see that ego happening here. I see that everyone coming with friends, everyone's coming to share, and that's good. Okay. Now we still have time. Now, any exercise you want me to go through again? If not, then I'll go through the 5 exercises of the.
That's the one.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. All right, let's do that one. Okay. Now